I decided to write my paper about Bill Clinton's speech. It wasn't the original speech, it was the one that was titled, "I Have Sinned." An apology is something that somebody uses to defend themselves when they are in the wrong or if they've been accused of something. We hear a lot about apologies being used in a court of law. The speech on President Bill Clinton was delivered on September 11th, 1998, and it was at a White House prayer breakfast. He had an audience of more than 100 ministers, priests, and other religious leaders. And his wife, First Lady Hillary Clinton, was also there. So, I decided to write my paper about that, and the whole deal with Clinton was that he was accused of having an affair with a White House intern named Monica Lewinsky. He was in denial about it for a long time, and he gave a speech prior to this, and nobody really believed what he was talking about. They didn't believe that he didn't do it. He didn't seem very sincere when he was talking about it. This went on for a really long time, and he testified to a federal grand jury, and this is where he actually admitted that he had the affair with Monica Lewinsky. He was in the federal court because he had allegations of obstruction of justice. He was on his way to actually getting impeached from his presidency at the time. The article that I based most of my paper off of was the article by Ware and Wynkoop, and it was on the criticisms of apologies. So in my paper I mentioned the factors of apologies: denial, bolstering, differentiation, and transcendence. I also talked about the four postures: absolution, justification, vindication, and explanation. And Clinton actually used quite a bit of bolstering and justification, and it said that justification kind of stems from bolstering and transcendence. He tried to justify his mistake by moving the subject to include the whole country. He talked a lot about the common welfare of the country, and also talked about God a lot. He mentioned God quite a few times, which was something that probably made his speech seem a little bit more sincere, considering the audience that he was talking to, all the priests and the ministers. He ended up apologizing to Hillary Clinton and his family right away, and he also apologized to Monica Lewinsky and her family. I don't know if Monica Lewinsky was in the audience. I couldn't seem to find if she was actually there, but she was apologized to, and her whole family was, for everything that happened. He also went on to talk about his wrongdoings and how he knew what he did was not right, but he kind of just stuck with that for a little bit and then just moved on right past it. He quoted in his speech that, "I don't think there's a fancy way to say I have sinned," and that was about the end of it. He didn't really drag that part out too much. He talked a lot about how he felt sorrow towards the people that he did hurt, his family and Monica Lewinsky and the cabinet, and also his country. He also kind of went on to talk about how he was going to fix his wrongs, so he kind of gave like a step-by-step of what he was going to do to try and fix what he did. He talked about that he was going to do 3 different changes that had to do with himself. He talked about his lawyers, building his defense, and seeking pastoral support from other people, and he said that he'll increase his efforts to lead the country and a world toward peace and freedom, prosperity, and harmony. That was directly from Clinton. Those are his exact words. And he kept asking everybody, he would actually refer to everybody as a whole, like everybody was together in all of this. And he asked for the prayers at the end of his speech and for their help in healing the nation. So all in all, Bill Clinton tried to give a better speech compared to a different speech he gave before that people really weren't too happy about. He wasn't very sincere. This speech ended up being a little bit more sincere. It was more apologetic than the other one definitely was. And that's what I did mine on.